Yo, this is Chris Spencer, and you're on BKS1 Radio.
It's your girl Chanel, BKS1 Radio, and I'm here with the beautiful Garcelle Bouvet.
I'm paying you later.
Hey, I'm the queen of comedy, some more, and right now you're rocking with BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio Network. I'm here with the amazing Miss Tasha Smith. How you doing?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for coming out.
Yes, yes.
I really appreciate it.
Hello, Denise Boutte. Hey, what's up? Shout out to BKS1 Radio. See you soon.
Brick City's finest, J.D. Williams. I'm in the Savage Podcast Studio, chilling at BKS1 Radio.
BKS1 Radio. I'm here with the legendary Mr. Dick Gregory. How you doing today, sir?
Fantastic, brother, and thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Jamie Foxx, BKS1 Radio. What's going on with you?
Storming on. This is George Dr. Funkenstein Flynn for BKS1 Radio. They be doing the dog, y'all.
Yo, this is Chris Spencer, and you're...
Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Tuesday night. It is 9 o'clock, and you are now in the game. My name is Old Dog in the house. To my right, to my left, he is...
Short Fuse, a.k.a. The Ghost. You know, I come up with a new name, man.
Why, you don't like the old name?
I'm just tired of it. I need something different.
You like change.
Yeah.
But change is good. Without change, there's no growth.
Exactly.
So here we are, folks. We are live. It's Tuesday night. We're doing our thing. Here to talk sports with you. Callers, you can call in. The call-in number is 646-233-1302. Again, 646-233-1302. All right, we are here now. We're going to try to start. What are we going to start? Where are we going to start? I got so many things to talk about. You know, the sports gods always provide. Shout out to Coach V. She couldn't make it in tonight. Clark Kent, well, I guess it's Lois Lane in her case, keeping her on the job. She's doing something, you know, she does noble work as a teacher, underpaid and overworked, as most teachers are. So we appreciate her. And but we do have a special guest, thanks to Coach V. So... hopefully the guest will be in here shortly. It's a friend of the show. You know him. I'll just let you know. His name is Savon Huggins, former Rutgers running back, businessman. He's going to come in and talk about some of the things that he's doing lately. So we're looking forward to speaking with him. Ghost.
Yes.
Let's talk real quick about the past, and then we'll move into the present and analyze the future. LeBron James, Game 7 against the Pacers. Does it again. Literally, basically carried that team to a victory.
If you look at what LeBron's been doing for the past, I want to say 7 years, right? Because he's been to 7 straight finals.
8, I think it was.
Well, be 8 last year. So the last 8 years, from his first year, and man, I can go all the way back to when he was in Cleveland, though.
Yes,
but I'm just gonna go back on the
Cleveland first time.
Yes, I'm gonna go back on a championship run. From his first year in Miami till now, he has carried every team he's been on.
Yes,
and he's always in a lot of minutes. He doesn't play a little bit of minutes. He's been playing basketball from October to June, 8 straight years, and then we're not going to include. Of course, we include the Olympics and the World Game of every other ones he's done. But that's a lot of basketball, a lot of wear and tear on your body.
Absolutely,
and to be 15 years in. And I swear, you look at him, I think he's in better shape now than when he was in his early 20s.
I really think he is. And I think he's a much better player than he was. Obviously, he's a much better player than he was then. And just seems to keep getting better.
You know, I think it helps because the older you get,
the smarter you get,
and you start taking care of your body. But when you're young and in your 20s and you're that talented as an athlete,
right?
You just go off your talent and your God's gift, and you're like, I might not have to really work out all the time.
See, like,
so if I don't work out,
yeah,
like if I don't work out, it's fine because I'm okay. I'm young still. I can take care of it.
Right.
But then the older you get, you're like, look, these young guys are getting better.
Right.
Because not saying that the young talent isn't great, they're getting better. But they're not, and to stay on top, he has to work twice as hard.
Absolutely.
And then of course, once you get around 30, you can't just be like, I'm gonna hit the gym tomorrow. I'm gonna wait. I'll have that extra 3 slices of pizza.
Said the over 30 guy.
Yeah, right. I had an extra. When you're in your 20s, you can have an extra 3 slices of pizza. You'll burn it off just walking around real quick. Just
absolutely.
Do that when you're over your 30s and pushing 40.
Absolutely, we know that too well.
Them 3 slices is gonna stay on you for about 3 months.
And I was gonna say they take about 3 months to get them off you, and then you start saying, "Man, it used to be easier."
Yeah, was it worth it?
Yeah, my body is sore now, and I always tell a story. when I played a lot of pickup basketball when I was young. That was, that's what I did mostly. I loved basketball. But I knew it was time to give up and stop playing basketball when it took me longer to get ready than I actually was going to play.
Yes.
It would take me 30, 40 minutes to get ready just to go out there and play like an hour of basketball. I'm like, well,
it's like
not worth it.
It doesn't balance out. It's like driving 3 hours to be somewhere for half an hour, get back in the car and drive 3 hours.
Exactly.
Like, hold on.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense because I had to tape the ankles, put the shoes on, get the knee brace on, get the neoprene on.
I'm not. Well, I don't ever age I don't ever date myself. But I'm not a young man. I'm not as young as I used to be. Let's say that.
Well, nobody.
And
is.
just getting up and getting out of bed. Like, before you used to pop up.
Yeah.
Before you pop up.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it. Hop up, goon. Now you like kind of swing your leg over.
Yeah.
Get up in stages. You sit there for a minute. You shake out your legs. Shake out. Like, get up. You crack your back. You stretch. And then when I go to the gym, I used to be able to walk in the gym. Warm-up set. What's a warm-up set?
Right, just
throw
hit it.
the weight on. Let's go.
Hit it. Let's get it. Yeah, let's hit it and get it.
Now it's like,
why you playing?
I gotta take my pre-workout. I wrap this up, and then I like kind of walk at a fast pace. So by the time I get there, I got my blood pumping. I'm all nice and loose. Man, ain't the same. Don't get old, people.
Listen,
ain't like you got a choice, but whatever.
I was gonna say the alternative is not a good one because I'll take getting old over the alternative any day. But back to LeBron. LeBron goes out and scores 45 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists.
Amazing.
I think I heard somewhere that throughout the 7-game series, he scored somewhere in the neighborhood, whatever, it was 200 plus points. The next nearest Cavalier had 80 combined points. No Cavalier scored 20 points in any one game. No Cavalier. Think about that. And they still won.
I think he has a team that's moving in the right direction. They're young. They're not playoff experienced. And he mentioned that after the first game in the blowout, how they have with the intensity and how the playoff atmosphere is, they're still getting used to it. So I think the other players don't really understand it. They don't know it yet. So really, right now, if you look at it, who does he have that has a lot of playoff experience on the team besides Kevin Love and Tristan Thompson, who like he just got the awakening the other day?
Tristan Thompson has basically been non-existent, but he did come on in Game 7 and played really well.
He had like 15 and 10 or something like that, I believe. But not besides him and Kevin Love, there's not many other people on there that has a lot of experience. Which
you got George Hill. George Hill has some, but not a lot.
Right, because he played for the Pacers at the time, and they were losing to Miami.
Right.
And I don't think he went. He was with San Antonio before that, but I don't think I don't know how deep of a playoff run he went when he was with San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a lot of playoff experience, and I think it's a foregone conclusion. Cleveland may come out of the East. And the only reason I say may now, because I always said before, remember every show before, I was like, I don't see any team beating Cleveland in a 7-game series. You can't put that much pressure on him every single series.
Right. It's just too much. It's just too much. You gotta get the guys some help. All right, we got a special guest, folks. We're gonna shift gears real quick. Have a seat, brother.
What's going on with you, man?
Welcome. You know the family.
Yes.
I'm great. Good to see you, man.
Looking good as always. Trying to make me look bad. This guy comes up in here, he got his chest all puffed out. That's that youth we talking about, Ghost. He come up in here, abs all slim and whatnot. Welcome, my special guest, Savon Huggins.
I'm great. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, brother. I was just getting ready to hold on. I wrote some things down because I got some questions I got to ask you. Okay. So I got some things, while I looked that up. Give me a little bit. I heard you were at Eric LeGrand's event.
Yes.
How did that go? Tell me a little bit about that. And give our listeners a background.
It was pretty cool. So I had a camp to go to earlier that day, and then after the camp, I left a little bit early because we still have some time. So I stopped by over there, and it was a really, really good event. I think this is the second year of them doing it.
Now, what kind of event is it? Because I forget.
It's just a fundraiser, another way, for a fundraiser.
Okay.
7-on-7. So they had people from all over the state in New Jersey.
So it's a 7-on-7 event?
7-on-7 event.
Okay,
so
now,
like a flag football thing, and people had different teams, and some people had like color coordinated socks and shorts and shirts. So it was pretty cool. Some alumni made some teams as well.
I want to talk to you about that because
football and Rutgers is a misnomer though.
What?
Rutgers
Watch
play
this.
football?
See, we're gonna have to jump on this man
here you
tonight.
go.
See,
Here you go.
Move the mics, man. I got Savon at my back right now, bro, and he looks strong. We talking about Rutgers football like that. Anyway,
No, but much respect, to Eric LeGrand. His sister work together.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to ask you. I just did Bill Rhoden's pod. His podcast is called Bros Pod. Check it out, people. It's on SoundCloud, iTunes. Bros Pod with Jamal Murphy. You know, the great
Yes.
Jamal Murphy. Jazzy Darrell. Jazz Johnson was on there with us, and obviously the great Bill Rhoden, who's a New York Times writer. And he was talking about this 7-on-7 event and the sort of the growth of it, as you will. And he was comparing it to like the AAU kind of system. Is that what it's becoming, or how's that work?
Yes, definitely. It's funny you mentioned that because now I get more involved in the camp circuit in high schools, and that's the number one thing. Everybody wants to go to the opening or this Adidas opening and go out there and ball in a 7-on-7. But at the end of the day, that don't guarantee you a scholarship.
Okay.
And that's the biggest misconception about it also, to help these young athletes, educate them on the realization like, listen, you balling out a 7-on-7 is different than when pads come on.
Absolutely.
But that's what this generation love. They love the 7-on-7s, the backflips that they do, and they score in the end zone, and the drones and all other stuff. So it really become like the new combines now. So
that's what I heard, and that's what what Bill Rhoden was telling us. He was saying that it's really growing, and he said it's been around since I think like 05, 06, 07, but now it's really starting to take on a bigger role. Coaches are starting to look at it, and I guess that's because the way the game has changed. It's a more wide open game.
Absolutely.
You know, with mostly quarterbacks, wide receivers, you know, and it kind of mimics the game. Now, last time we spoke to you, you were on your way to Green Bay, and I hear that you're launching a new business. Tell us a little bit about the business you're getting involved in, what you're doing. I see you got your Do It shirt, and let me tell you something. If I get another one of your damn Instagrams of you throwing that damn ball to people, I sit there and I watch it. So I see him, Chuck, go that way, go this way, go that way. Explain all that to us. Let us know what you're doing.
So first and foremost, Do It ain't about me. It's bigger than me. So it started back in high school. My high school coach had a core value that stuck with me. My commute from Jackson to Jersey City, and that really kind of started to set the precedent for me and what it really meant to me. And that
now, you went to high school in Jersey City?
Yes.
You went to St. Peter's Prep, didn't you? Where'd you go?
I did.
I went to Hudson Catholic.
I guess y'all rivals, huh?
We kind of we got a little friction, but we got a little connection too.
Right.
So,
yeah.
all right, go
we
on.
never
I'm
lost
sorry.
them. We never lost them. They never want to play us.
You had to bring that up, right?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
They good in basketball.
This
though.
might be a short visit to the no, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
No, but it really started with Coach Hansen having this core value in mind that really, really resonated with me throughout my high school career. I wanted to be an All-American in high school, and I had to do whatever it takes. I had to be, take care of my business in the classroom. I had to do it on the field. I had to lead by example, and that's what it really kind of epitomizes. And off to college, I still had that same mentality through my mishaps and injuries, and my college career. It still stuck with me, that core value, and it gave me an opportunity to graduate early from Rutgers with the econ degree, and went on to get my master's. And that right there still kind of was a testament, like playing football, injuries, mishaps, do whatever it takes to for your purpose. And that's what I really, really resonated with me. And I want to be able to show the world exactly, that it's just a lifestyle. It's bigger than just me. It's bigger than, football, basketball, baseball. It's a lifestyle. And you don't have to be an athlete or into fitness to be, part of Do It. Do It is just a way of life.
So how did you start this? I mean, I know you talk about the genesis of it being your high school and going back to that, but how did you come up with the idea? And how do you think that you can help young people and older people as well, to try to continue that legacy of what your coach instilled in you?
Well, it really resonated with me because for my past experiences in high school and college, the good and the bad, the injuries, the lack of playing time, the mental blocks I had to go through, crutching from class to class, all those things really tested my mentality. And that's what Do It is, because it was easy for me to be able to do it in high school when I was having all the, the offers and all the publicity. When things started to go sour, now I got to really live this life. I really have to be able to, back what I'm saying. and really believe in that. And I really did. And I had to control what I could control. I couldn't control my playing time. I couldn't control my injuries, but I can control, you know, getting on class on time and taking care of my business in the classroom. And that gave me an opportunity to graduate early. And through all those different things, it's just a testament to, at the end of the day, if your purpose is bigger than you, I always say that, but it's just resonated with me so hard. If your purpose is bigger than you, and my purpose is to impact people, nation, worldwide, you know, one day. And that's exactly how Do It started to come to fruition, and the reason why, you know, it's starting to really be a lifestyle.
That's deep, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's a noble, it's a huge undertaking. What's your method? How do you get your message out? I mean, you're here on WBKS1 in the game. We're sitting with Savon Huggins. Now, let me correct me. How is it? Savon? Savon Huggins. My apologies.
Like SAYVON.
Okay, Savon Huggins. How do you take all this on your shoulders? I mean, I know you got big, strong shoulders. You're a big, strong young man, but that's a noble undertaking. How do you deal with the pressures of people who might come to you and say, hey, you know, what makes you special? Why are you the guy that can do it? Why are you the one? Why should I listen to you if I'm a young player?
Well, first
or a young man or a young woman.
The website is called Team Do It.
Okay.
So it's already bigger than me in the first place. So it's not just a me thing, it's a we thing. And that's what it comes down to, is my purpose is to impact lives everywhere through my experiences. And, you know, I've had a lot of scholarships coming out of high school, and I had a lot of opportunities, you know, in college and in high school. And that kind of, I want to educate the youth on that. This social media driven world is tough to, it kind of clouds your judgment, or not kind of, it clouds your judgment on a work ethic and how hard it is to really, really be elite, how hard it is to really work your butt off in the classroom, do all those things to really, really, you know, get the success that you want, because all you got to do is post a workout and you grinding, or that's a like. But it's bigger than that. Just because, you know, you don't have to post to be, you know, successful. You can be successful in your own realm and you know, taking care of your business in your everyday life. And, you know, people always said, oh, Savon, Do It is taking off. I'm like, I've been training people for like a year and a half now.
I've been watching.
Yeah, a year and a half, almost 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I just started to put it on social media. But aside from that, like I said, it's really, really just the mentality. And I told my clients, you know, that, you know, is there some secret formula to being successful? No, it's got to be your purpose. And everybody kind of has to figure out their purpose in their own realm. You know, we kind of really, really focus on, I guess, social media and want to compare ourselves to this guy, to that guy. Everybody has a different journey. Everybody has a different story, a different background, different way of getting, you know, to where they got to. And I don't take that for granted. So I make sure that I tell all my clients that, like, you are different than this person different than you, I'm different than you. So you just have to understand, at the same time, stay in your lane and enjoy your process. Enjoy the process. I'm enjoying the process. I really genuinely, you know, like the ups and downs in this. I'm learning how to build a website, learning how to build a brand. But aside from that, I'm enjoying it because this is my life. I genuinely enjoy what I'm doing. So that's what it comes down to.
Now, one of the things you talked about, or you mentioned, but I want you to go a little bit deeper into it, is, you know, and it came up. It's funny how the parallels of what you're talking about today and what we talked about on Bros Pod with Bill Roden and Jamal Murphy and Darrell Johnson. We talked about these guys getting drafted, and we'll get to the draft. You're welcome to stay the whole show or not. It's up to you, but we'll get to the draft. But we also talked about college kids or kids going into high school when they get this scholarship. And we talked about students. And because, you know, the NFL had this panel with Condoleezza Rice, and we started asking questions. Well, what did they really talk about? Did they talk about making people more of a student?
Carla, hold on.
Giving them more classroom time and less practice time. Because, you know, people think you get a scholarship and your road is paved to well, some people might think you get a scholarship and your road is paved right to the pros because you're good coming out of high school. But talk a little bit about that and your experience with that.
Nowadays, there's really no such thing as a dumb athlete anymore, because there's so many athletes nowadays that have, you know, the classroom involved and their grades are exceptional. So those days of, you know, just being an athlete really doesn't mean anything anymore. And you have to make sure that that's your first and foremost priority. I'll give you a prime example. Although despite all the scholarships I had,
Hello?
Yeah, is this Coach V?
Yes, this is Veronica.
Coach V in the building.
I'm sorry.
What's going on?
Veronica Harris, a.k.a. Coach V. What's
Yes.
up, V?
Yes.
How you doing? We got Savon Huggins here today, but I'm sure you know that.
Yes.
How you doing?
I know. I saw you guys on I see you guys on Facebook while I'm sitting here at this banquet eating like nasty chicken.
Well, Savon was giving us a little bit of background on what it takes to be a scholarship athlete or a student athlete, if you will. So go ahead, Savon, continue with that. I'm sorry.
It's so important to really have the academics down because, for instance, Coach Shiano left after my first year. Now, if I just solely put my emphasis in just playing football, then everything would have crumbled to pieces. But my mentality was I wanted to own a business one day, so I was an econ major. So despite what college I was going to, I was always going to make sure that my grades were intact because that's the one thing that you can control. And you can't control your playing time. You can't control injuries. You can't get just so many factors in playing a collegiate, forget football, a collegiate sport. Sports in general, in order for it to be able to really, work in your favor. You have to be in the right position. The coach has to, really, really invest in you and want you to be the focal guy. You have to make sure that you healthy. First and foremost, you get put in a position to make plays. All those things have to matter. The block has to be set up right. Like there's so many things that goes into being a successful athlete on the courts or on the baseball field and the football field, and people forget that it's not easy.
Well, it sounds to me, and what I'm hearing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is putting yourself in position to take advantage of opportunities as they present themselves.
100%. And that,
absolutely
100%. And that, again, I go back to literally controlling what you can control. You can't control waking up in the morning. You can control, making sure you have the proper nutrition. You can't control that you sleep at night. You can't control you do your homework. You can't control sitting in the classroom in the front. You can't control your work ethic in the weight room, and building relationships with people. That's one of the main things.
You control your attitude.
Exactly.
You control your effort.
Absolutely.
Nobody can, that's 100%. One of the things
100%.
that I think about when I look at athletes and myself, the one thing I control is me. I can control my attitude. I can control how I handle situations. I can't control the circumstances around all the time, but I can control me and how I respond to those circumstances. And that's what it sounds like you're saying.
Absolutely.
Now, we also talked about, because, sports is big business. And I'm sure the Do It movement program, lifestyle. I mean, you're running a business here.
Yes.
What do you if a person wants to come to you for your services, first of all, how do you structure that? Do they call you? Do they say, hey, look, I want you to train me? What's the process?
Well, I have social media, so people reach out to social media. People reach out via email, word of mouth. Right now, I'm currently working on getting a facility. So right now, set up shop on some turf or in a gym, and we just go right at it. So people can, follow me up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. I get a lot of different people reaching out to me that way.
And what's your? I know your Instagram handle is like, what is it? Tuchu?
Two Ocho.
Okay.
So it's the number 2 in English and Ocho in Spanish.
Okay, so it's 28.
Yeah, 28. Exactly.
Two Ocho. Okay, I got it.
Exactly.
I mean, I've seen it. I just never really paid attention to it. Two Ocho in Instagram.
That's my personal page. My business page is Team Do It. Everything.
Okay.
Facebook, Twitter.
Okay, it's Team Do It.
LinkedIn, all that good stuff for my business is Team Do It.
But you got to explain to me, because I sit there and I watch all these videos, these guys running and doing this and that. And one of the things that I'm not a combine dude, I think that if you have 2 and 3 years of tape, sometimes 4 years of tape on some players, why do I have to come out here and run these stupid drills and turn my hips and prove to you that I can run in some spandex when that's not real game footage? You got 3 years of tape. Watch the damn tape. What is the combine doing? And I based on the tapes that I've seen, you're helping people or athletes become better at that. Should they have to go to the combine, or should they have the opportunity of a pro day? Explain that process to me as a layman, because I'm like, look, watch my tape. If I was an athlete, I'm gonna play the cocky athlete. Yo, man, you got 3 years of tape on me. I ain't going to combine.
Right. Well, it comes down to this and only this. Forget the combine. Forget the tape and all that. It's to prepare for the unknown. To prepare for the unknown. Prepare for what you can't see. And that's the reason why I do different things in my workouts, to get the players to always be in a state of unfamiliarity, so they can be comfortable being uncomfortable. because you never know when you might have to run a 40. You never know when you have to do a broad jump, vert. You never know when they wanted you to run routes. So you have to stay ready. So I always say stay ready. So you never have to get ready. It's a mentality, and that's in life. You never know when you might move up the ranks in the job. Are you prepared for that? So you have to prepare each and every day as if that you fake it till you make it. Prepare as if you are the boss. Prepare as if you are that star employee, because you never know when that opportunity comes. And how I do that with my training sessions is to educate these athletes on preparing for what they can't see. That's why I throw tennis balls. I don't throw tennis balls. It's great for hand-eye coordination, but I'm always doing something in the session where I might tell them this, and it might be something completely different at the end. Now they be like, why are you doing that? No, I'm doing that because you have to be able to, really, really prepare for what you can't see in the football field. Because if I tell you let's do this drill X, Y, and Z, that's not going to happen like that in the football field.
Right.
It's not going to happen on the basketball or the baseball field. It's going to happen, where where you least expect it to. So I'm trying to really, really, what I'm getting at is training instincts, training that mentality to prepare you for whatever comes your way. If they ask you to play punt return or kickoff, are you prepared to be able to play that if you play running back your whole life?
Right.
I wasn't.
And a lot of times that's a pathway for a lot of players before they get into their actual position. Special teams is how they show
and that's the
their
goal.
Level of commitment.
And that's the goal, is to educate the youth and educate these athletes at a young age the importance of preparing for what you can't see, because you never know when that opportunity comes, and you have to be ready.
We got Mr. Miyagi over here, wax on, wax off. He doing all this, and before you know it, you're like, wow!
Man, just hearing them talk, I'm reevaluating my life.
That's what I'm about to say.
Geez.
How do I sign up?
I'm not perfect.
No, we're not accusing you of perfect, but you have that attitude. Go ahead, Coach V.
Oh, I wanted to ask a question. So I'm listening to all the, theories that you're putting into practice, which, are all great, things that, I subscribe to, and I tell my athletes and my students. But I was wondering, have you heard of the theory of Kaizen? Kaizen, Kaizen?
No.
Where that's continuous improvement, and it's like improvement 1% every day. It's used in the business model, but it can be, transferred over into the athletics. And so what I'm hearing from you is about, staying prepared, staying ready, is that, you can prepare every day and improve by 1%. And when you're doing that continuous improvement of 1% every day, before you know it, then you've hit your goal.
Absolutely.
Like you've gotten to where you want to be. But it's living in a constant state of improvement and never settling on your laurels.
You have to always be willing to learn, and a lot of people aren't. They think they know it all. Listen, if you're 80 years old, I'm going to still be in an opportunity. Honestly, it's funny. It's to the point now people might think I'm being sarcastic if I ask them why they thinking that way and why are you coming at me that way, or what is it that you see that I can do better. They may think I'm being so. No, I genuinely want to know,
right?
Because I want to better myself each and every day. And
sure,
there may be something that I picked up from somebody else. Somebody else gave me some advice that I can use in my mentality and how I train people, or in just my everyday life. So I'm always in a constant state of being willing to learn, and that's again goes back to that do it lifestyle. Always be in a constant state of being ready, so you have to get ready, and being in a constant state of willing to learn.
Well, I'm a little mad at Coach V. Hold on, V. Where you come up with this new thing? We've been doing this show, and you ain't never shared that with me and Ghost. What the heck is that about? Why you holding out?
Actually, I have to credit my mother, because she just gave it to me. Because, I do recruiting and everything, with Rutgers Newark. So that's something that she came up with. And, I'm trying to improve mine. Every day I'm like, how can I be better? How can I get these athletes? Because it's Division III. We don't offer any money. So I can't, they're not going to come here just on my good looks. So it's like, what can I do? And every day I'm looking for something that I can do better. So it's Kaizen. She brought it to my attention. And then, of course, I looked it up, and it comes from Japan.
Okay.
It's originally Japanese theory, but it's used in the business world. And, of course, I looked it up as far as it related to sports.
Gotcha.
And then I realized, it's just that constant. And you know what? Really, we've been doing it all along, because when we talk about the process, following the steps, it's the same thing. But, again, intentionally improving every day, and it's usually like with little steps. And when they refer to sports, they're saying, those little steps you take to get to your bigger goal, but also on the way, acknowledging the milestones that you accomplish. And, going back to what Savon said, just being that lifelong learner, that's a concept that I teach in school. So being that lifelong learner, because as they say, A wise man is a man who knows that he knows nothing at all.
You know,
And
it's
you're
interesting you
constantly
talk
learning.
about that because, you know, I'm specifically bringing this up for you, Coach V, because, you know, you talk about organizations. And now, you know, one of your favorite organizations is having some issues with the coach and the quarterback. Tom Brady is up there saying he doesn't feel appreciated, or he didn't say so
Right.
much. He didn't say those words exactly, but he did kind of, you know, take the fifth, if you will. Ghost, you heard that?
No.
Right, yeah, I heard it.
I'm
Yeah, at
paying
the
you
Milken,
money.
at
Why
the
I gotta
Milken
appreciate
Institute. Mm-hmm.
Go do your job. I'm
This
paying you
guy.
millions to go out there and be quarterback. I ain't got to pat you on the back every. We already know you.
You
great.
do
How
understand the
many times
process
I
of
gotta tell you?
motivation, right?
But see,
He's
hold on, but
40
see, what
years
they
old.
don't understand is that in any corporation, whether it's, you know, a sports team or whatever, you know, your biggest output or your outlay of money or your biggest commodity is human capital.
Absolutely. It's
I'm
like
not motivating no 40-year-old
And the only
man.
way and you're only going to be as good as the people that you have working for you. And you also have to understand, and I've said it from military background, you have to take care of your troops. If you do not take care of your troops will let you down. And if you don't want that to happen, and in business, you know, the biggest amount of money that a business spends is recruiting and hiring their
Absolutely.
workers. But then it's also, if you have high levels of attrition, that can also be your biggest outlay. So what you need to do, what you have to understand is that it costs, as far as ROI, return on investment, if you put out the money to retain your, you know, do these things, make them feel appreciated so you can retain your employees, then you don't have to put out that extra amount of money to get new employees.
I agree with you. Now, you don't need to convince me because I worked in an area where we had to recruit, and we had, you know, I was a manager of people for 11 years, so I understand it from a different perspective. But, you know, our esteemed colleague
I'm talking
Ghost
about
is
Tom
talking about-
Brady specifically.
So you don't think the man wants any appreciation whatsoever?
You
You don't think he wants to hear?
He cannot say right now he's not been appreciated in New England.
I honestly don't think he cares.
He can't. You know what I'm saying? But he can't use that now.
The man got a facility like right.
I mean,
behind
he
his
listen.
I
He's
don't
the man. They asked him a question: do you feel appreciated? Do you feel like you're getting the credit? And he said, "I'm going to take the fifth." That's what the man said.
Right.
But he could just be taking.
Right.
the fifth.
I do
He
think,
could-
I'm sorry, I think he does want a little bit of appreciation. And I was reading one time where they were saying that he got upset because he didn't get Patriot of the Week. And I used that as an example when I was talking to my head coach, because I was like, dude, if a professional player who's making millions of dollars can get upset over not getting Patriot of the Week, why can't we then do like little things like T-shirts or something to make our people feel appreciated? So I think that, you know, as he has gotten older and he's looked back on what he's done, he's like, I've done all this, and am I really being appreciated?
And see, Ghost, you talk
I
about.
mean,
hold on, I'm sorry to cut you off.
But you
V.
can't
But-
give him. What if somebody else was more deserving of Patriot of the Week that week?
But hold on. Here's the
You
thing.
will give it to Tom Brady all the time?
Tom
what about the
Brady-
other person who need motivation who might be 20-something years old?
In
I'm not
spite-
motivating a 40-year-old man to go out there and play a game.
In spite of him being 40.
No.
In spite of him making millions. In spite of him winning 5 Super Bowls.
And
he's a
been
human
appreciated
being.
all over,
And
saying he's
listen,
one of the
you
greatest
said-
ever.
And you just said all
Yes,
those things,
he's a
and that is the
human
reason why he
being.
probably don't care.
First.
Now, see, I disagree.
I personally think that media just does that to give to have something to talk about.
Yeah.
He
Like,
made the
think about
statement,
it.
not the media. He made that
Yeah,
statement.
he made a statement that he don't want to be involved in it, so don't ask me any questions. So that's why he said that. So
Listen.
you can take it how you want to, but I don't.
I'm gonna
just
say
don't see
this:
that.
Tom Brady's a human, like we
100%,
all
yeah.
are, right? Everybody
Agreed.
wants a little bit of appreciation and say, "Hey, even if it's just thank you, Savon. Thanks for coming in, man. Thanks for taking time out of your schedule. Thanks for all your heart." It could be something just that small, so you say, "Wow, they appreciate me."
Have you seen the Tom
Exactly.
Brady, Tom versus Time?
I've watched only one episode.
Rob Kraft gave his mother a Super Bowl ring. I think Tom Brady felt.
Now hold on. He may feel it. Now he may feel it from Kraft, but you know Belichick is like a whole different dude. Belichick
But
is
that's
like
what makes Belichick.
But
and
that old grumpy old coach, same thing in San Antonio. Another organization that V talks about all the time. Kawhi is like, yo, look,
Yes, I do.
I ain't with all that attitude. You can miss me with all that. I'm the star here, player. And that's what Tom Brady's like, look, I do the work. You come up with the game plan, and I get all that, But I'm the guy out on the field that has to execute your game plan. I'm the guy out on the court that has to execute that game plan. It's great that you're the mastermind and all that, but without the tools to execute your plan, and I know they work part and parcel, but they both need each other. Now, who needs one? Who needs whom more? That's not for me to say.
Right.
Now, moving on. Let's go back. How do you? I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm a human being. I need a little appreciation. I'm an old man, and sometimes it's nice to hear somebody say, "Hey, thanks, man."
You appreciate it.
You know what? Thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
I mean,
you know what?
I
appreciate that.
see your point. I mean, I see all points that are being brought out.
Go home and tell people.
Like
hold
the
on.
one about ghosts. Like, why you 40-year-old man? Like when I say to my athletes, yo, you here for this? Why do I need to motivate you? You should want to be motivated. And
see, there's a difference between a 40-year-old man and a college kid.
But it all really does come back to what O is saying. We are all humans, and who knows what will get us up in the morning, make us motivated. You know, what kind of, coaching approval that we feel we need, even though we've accomplished so much. We just want our coach to say, good job. I don't know.
There's a difference between motivating a professional player who's getting millions to play and motivating a college kid who's out there just trying to get better and move on with his career. It's a whole complete different.
Tell me the
difference. I'll
difference.
try to motivate an 18 and 19-year-old because they're different. But if I'm paying you millions, why I got to motivate you and make you feel good to go out there and play a game that I'm paying you well for?
Why is it all about the money?
If I didn't appreciate you, I wouldn't pay you. I would move on.
I hear it on the TV. They said like Steven Jackson said it today when I was looking at Speak Freely. He was like, just because you pay me millions, that doesn't mean I can't feel a certain way.
Right, exactly.
You're right, but then don't expect me to worry about how you feeling. You got a job to do.
We gonna do the job.
Then don't worry about me appreciating you. Go do your job.
At the same time, on a much smaller scale and having nothing to do with athletes, these people that were under me, they were getting paid. Okay, they still needed direction, motivation, inspiration. Sometimes
your ultimate motivation is to keep your job. So either you do your job or you don't have a job. I mean, that's basic black and white, right?
You're right.
You see what I deal with, right?
It does come down. It does come down to that.
At the end of the day, yes,
as we all know.
But
the world is not so black and white.
You still want to say, hey, look, you know what?
So do you really want people in your organization who you got to motivate every single day to do the job they're
not every single day?
I'm
saying every now and then. Every now and then, you never had anybody you had to tell them, look, you're doing a good job. Keep up the good work.
That's the business that the NFL is about. It's all about, what can you do for me now? If you can't, they'll let you go.
Exactly.
Whether it be Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, doesn't matter. There's no loyalty when your production go down. So,
which, by the way, you bring to my point. You bring to the point. See, I'm getting to a point with the NFL. I'm about this close to quitting the NFL because of just what you just said. What are they doing for me? What are they doing for young brothers that are going out there risking their lives to play this game? How are they helping them? Because a lot of them walk away without, their average career is what, 3.5, 4 years goes?
Yeah.
You don't make a lot of money if you have a 4-year career. If you've left early, you don't have a college degree. So, see, I'm getting to a point where I'm just like, it's squeezing me. And as I get older and smarter, I'm getting less enamored with the NFL. I still love football. I still love watching the game. But then the business side of it is making it more and more difficult to watch. So that's just my personal position.
You just got to use the NFL. Don't let it use you. Use it like Richard Sherman uses it as a platform to.
But you're talking about the greats. Richard Sherman's a great. I'm talking about the guy that's 51, or I'm talking about the guy that's 40 on the roster. Who's working special teams, who ain't making, but he got a $2 million contract over 4 years that we never heard of.
I'll give you one of my prime example. One of my friends and mentors and college teammate, Tim Wright. He owns his own barbershop, so that's somebody that he won a Super Bowl with the Patriots.
What's his name?
Tim Wright.
You see what I'm saying? Tim Wright won a Super Bowl with the Patriots. I never heard of this guy.
You never heard of Tim Wright?
I never heard of him.
Tim Wright's a legend in Jersey.
Yeah, didn't he go?
I don't know.
Did he go to Rutgers?
Did he? I don't even know.
Yeah, no, he went to Rutgers. He's from Neptune, New Jersey.
How did I know he went to Rutgers and you really Mr. Rutgers aficionado over here?
You got a brain that works in mysterious ways, bro. But you're a much smarter person than me. You got a better memory than me. That's how you know. You know stuff. You know draft picks from 2 years ago, 4 years ago. You tell them the height, V, right? How many times we played that game? When this guy get drafted, fourth round? Oh, he's a lineman, 6'4", 320.
He'd be like, oh, so and so from the University of.
Yeah, I'm like, how the hell would I know that? Talking about 5 years ago. So your mind works differently than mine.
And I don't keep up with Rutgers players. I know that.
You're a smarter person than me.
Hey guys, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I got to get back to this banquet. It's been great talking to you, Savon.
Likewise. Thanks for calling in, V.
Take care. I'm gonna keep watching y'all, and y'all have a great show.
Thank you, V. That's Coach V. She's on the lowest lane, aka the Clark Kent, grinding, helping students become better people. Go ahead.
I want to get back to Savon and his do it.
Absolutely.
Do it movement. Now, what if you have kids who, like, training services can be expensive, or if they don't live close enough, or they can't get in touch? How would you work with people like that, or how would you?
Absolutely. I guess I tell all my clients it's bigger than me. It's bigger than just money. I said I don't want money to be or financial gain for me or anything like that to be the reason why I can't be able to motivate or help the next. So we like I said, reach out to me. You kind of tell me your situation, or if you need some help, or I say, listen, jump in a group session. Or bring a couple of your boys, so it's cheaper, or a couple of your friends, some couple of your girls, whatever the case may be, so we can all train together. Because again, it's really, really good for competition, and it's fun to train with just more than one person.
Right.
So that's what I recommend. And like I said, I don't turn anybody down. It's bigger than money. It ain't about money at all. That's not why this lifestyle has nothing to do with money at all. Do it is a way of life. Do it is a mentality, and money is honestly the last thing I think about when it comes to me training my clients.
So what I'm hearing is you and the do it lifestyle is really about motivating people and help them becoming better and help them add to life, to their life, right?
Yes, absolutely it is. That's right.
See, sometimes people need motivation, Ghost.
Not 40-year-old men who play football for 15 years. Like, no, you're never going to convince me to change my mind on that.
I know that.
I understand.
I've been doing this show long enough to know I'm not going to convince you to change your mind on anything.
Right.
I know that. All right, we're going to take a quick break. You can hang in there. You going to come back with us after the break, or what you got to do? You got another?
Yeah,
okay. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back after 2 minutes. We'll regroup, and we'll get into some other topics outside of Do It Movement. We'll also talk a little bit more about that. You're rocking with In the Game, Savon Huggins, O-Dog, the Ghost to my right, on my left. I keep looking at the camera and thinking. To my left, and we'll be right back after the short break. Welcome back to In the Game, WBKS1.com. Folks, you can call in. The calling number is 646-233-1302. Join us, say Savon. It's 646-233. That's your cue, man.
He ain't going to remember that. You can put him on the spot like that.
All right. 646-233-1302. And for the newbies on the panel, we're going to go slow, Ghost. 646-233-1302. There you go. I'm just messing with you, brother. We got our special guest, Savon Huggins. And to my left, my man, you know him.
Trophies, aka the Ghost.
The Ghost is in the building. Ghost, let's talk a little bit about this NFL draft that just took place. First, I'm going to start with you, Savon, since you're the guest. Let me go. Give me your overall perception of the draft. How do you think it went? Did it shake out the way you thought? What are your overall thoughts on the draft?
First and foremost, shout out to Minka Fitzpatrick, a St. Peter's Prep product, getting drafted in the first round.
Wait a minute. You can't be talking about these prepsters. You can't be talking about the Marauders or whatever the hell y'all call it.
Man.
You know, I'm sitting there. Hold on. Let me just say this. I got to get this off my chest. I went to Hudson Catholic, which is about a half a mile away from St. Peter's Prep, if it's that long. You could walk there, really. St. Peter's Prep is an awesome school. I graduated with my brother. He sent his son to prep, and he's a Hudson Catholic guy. I said, what are you doing, bro? He's like, look, it's a good school. Better. Anyway, it's a great school. You know, kids come from all over Jersey to attend that school. Right. It's a very expensive school, too. You know, and it's not cheap. It's in Jersey City. The facility is amazing. And I got to be honest, part of my aggravation, if you will, is because y'all have done so well. You know what I mean? That school, the football facility is like a college facility.
Yeah,
I mean, they got a whole practice field, Ghost. I'm like, we don't have a practice field.
Y'all practicing on a cement.
Yeah, for real.
The alumni care about the current.
And that's one thing that my buddy told me is that they keep people involved 100%. In prep. And they, even when your children go there, they make sure your parents volunteer. You're required to do certain things. Really I remember one thing. Did they still teach Latin when you were there?
Absolutely. I actually fell in love with Latin when I was there.
Let me tell you something.
That's weird.
I'm a little bit jealous because I wanted to take Latin. They didn't teach it in my school, and I honestly went to Hudson because it was a little bit easier. I didn't want all that hard work. I'm not gonna lie. I heard all those horror stories about prep school. You know, cats going home with 4 hours of homework. Wow. I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. You know, I wish I hadn't, but you know, because it's a very good school academically. Yeah. But shout out to Minka Fitzpatrick. He played at Alabama, right?
Yes, he did. Charlie Callahan. He got a workout with the Giants as well. From St. Peter's Prep, went to Boston College. I'm trying to think of any other prep guys that got an opportunity. I think that's the only one I can think of top of my head. But Charlie Callahan too.
There are a couple of Rutgers guys too that got drafted.
Yes.
I don't know their names offhand. Ghost, would you like to chime in?
A couple of who?
See, I'm gonna ignore him.
The Rutgers players got drafted.
2 D linemen.
Only one good one. What's his name? Teray.
See, see what he remembers. You see what he remembers. I don't remember the guy's name, but
I actually wanted the Cowboys to draft him. That's one of the only Rutgers player I ever wanted to be drafted by the Cowboys.
See, you coming around.
Yeah, shout out to my dog Kamoko Teray, man.
He's talented.
Now, I think personally, the Cleveland Browns screwed everything up.
Why?
Because I don't think they should have taken Baker Mayfield first. I just don't think that was the right pick for them. I think they should have taken Saquon Barkley first, and then I think they should have taken one of the leftover quarterbacks. There would have been 2 other quarterbacks. You know, you had Darnell Allen, you had Lamar Jackson, you had Baker Mayfield if he was there. Somebody would have been there. They would have got a quarterback. And because I think most of these quarterbacks are fairly even, I think it would have worked out for them. What do you think, Ghost?
Taking a running back number 1 is just, if you look at the value out of it, it just doesn't really equate.
Okay, so he went number 2?
But no, it's still, the number 1, your franchise quarterback. Look, we might get, if he's the franchise quarterback, say Baker Mayfield turns out to be the right guy.
Okay,
he's there 15 years. That's going to be a lot longer than the running back's going to be there.
True.
100%.
And they have other running backs. I think they have on the team right now who can carry the load. Because every year you got somebody coming out who's better than Adrian Peterson when he came out. He's the next Leonard Fournette. He's the next.
Wasn't it you who sat here and told me how good Saquon Barkley was?
Yes.
You told me he was a franchise player.
I'm telling you, he is a franchise player.
You told me he's a once-in-a-lifetime player.
He is, but I'm
so
saying,
why are you telling me he can't go number 1?
I wouldn't take him over, I think, of a franchise quarterback.
Oh, so you think Baker Mayfield's a franchise quarterback?
I don't know. He may be.
Apparently the Browns.
Wait a minute. You specifically told me when Saquon Barkley was in college, you said this guy's a franchise player.
Yes.
This guy's a different maker. But you're telling me
If
Baker
I had a
Mayfield
choice
is
between
not
a franchise quarterback and a franchise,
but you just said you don't know
I don't
Baker
know about
Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. You don't even know about Saquon Barkley. From what he's done so far, yes, he looks like he could be a franchise running back.
Okay.
But how many running backs come out of Penn State? They could have said thing about wasn't it Keyshawn Carter when he came out?
Blair Thomas.
So you never know whether
know.
the game is going to equate to the NFL.
I agree.
But if I had a choice, say,
be good.
do I want to take a chance with a franchise quarterback, franchise running back? I'm going to take the quarterback because I'm going to have longer longevity out.
How do you feel about the top 3 picks?
I think they're great. I think they're very accurate. Everybody, kind of doubts Baker Mayfield, but I love his story, his backstory.
I do too. I mean,
he's a ball player. That's what honestly what it comes down to is he's just a ball player.
You want to talk about do it? This cat has done it.
Yeah.
I mean, this cat walked on to 2 different programs.
Hold on.
Texas Tech. Go
I
ahead.
don't mean to hate, but his parents are big donors for Texas Tech.
Well, I didn't know that.
I didn't know either.
So like,
All right, but now it makes sense.
But see,
I appreciate that.
Aside from that, though, like he earned everything he got. He did, and despite him transferring all of the, he earned every single thing he got. And Baker Mayfield is a dude. I got a chance to watch him this past year. After our season and on Saturdays, because we play on Friday nights where I coach at.
Where do you coach?
Dude, Somerville High School.
Oh, okay. How's that going?
Great. We won a state championship this past year. Shout out to Somerville Pioneers.
Okay. Now, what do you think about Saquon Barkley? You're a running back. You're a former running back. You train running backs, I'm sure. You're still involved in football. You're training athletes. Talk to me about what you see special about Saquon Barkley.
Well, I got a chance to actually meet him personally. We actually chopped it up. His brother was at the Nike opening, and Saquon and I, chopped it up. He actually knew who I was. I was surprised because I guess he committed to Rutgers at one point.
Yeah, he did.
By the way, don't bring that up.
Yeah.
Don't bring that up because that's a real sore topic.
I just found that out at the draft.
Don't bring that up. We ain't talking about that because I like the young man and I really don't want to get upset at him, but he did kind of diss us. But I guess that's payback for Ray Rice because we weren't supposed to have Ray Rice. He kind of fell into our lap, so karma, whatever.
But no, Barkley, he is a genuine person. I mean, like for him to be there, and he's coaching kids. Just random high school kids, not just his brother, but he coaching everybody. He in it.
Nice.
I remember we did like this cat and mouse game, and if the running back got touched by the linebacker, everybody on the running back side had to do push-ups. He got down and did push-ups with everybody. So like he's a genuine person aside from football. I mean, he's a dude. I mean, the stuff he does is freakish. So I can go on and on and on about his athletic ability and stuff, but he's an even better person, and I can say that firsthand from having a conversation with him and talking to him the whole entire time. Like, I mean, we were actually having some like really good dialogue, and it wasn't even like, hey, no, like you were just chopping it up, and it was good. So.
Well, that's good to hear because, I would hate to hear bad things about the young man, like, he stand off, because I hate to hear bad stuff about people. I like to think the best of people. I realize that not all people, they don't present themselves well. So it's good to hear that, and that's positive. Now, the problem that I have with that is, see, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I hope he fails miserably in his career. He's wearing the wrong blue. And he's wearing the wrong uniform, and I'm sorry. I'm going to keep it real with mine. I am a Cowboys fan, and he's wearing the wrong colors, so good luck to him as long as he don't play the Cowboys. I hope when he plays the Cowboys, he rushes for 4 yards on 20 carries.
That's not happening.
I know, but I can hope for it. That's my hope. I'm just saying. I'm putting it out there in the universe. Now, here's the Ghost. I want to talk to me about Sam Darnold going to the Jets. What are your thoughts?
I think that was a good pick. If out of the 2 quarterbacks, out of the 3 that was left, Josh Allen, Josh Rosen, and Sam Darnold. I think he was the best one.
Wait a minute, man. Don't forget about Lamar Jackson was out there too.
Yeah, I don't think the Jets are going to take him.
No, but he was there. He is a quarterback.
Yeah. I think he ended up in a better situation.
I think he did as well.
Too. I
think he did as well, but we can't forget about Lamar Jackson. Like he wasn't one of the. I'm
talking about the ones who were talked about going in the top 10.
Okay. Now, Ghost, I came up with this. We've been doing these brackets after March Madness, and Savon. My apologies.
All good.
I want to talk to you about some of my favorite Ghost draft day cliches.
Oh boy.
I'm just gonna read a couple. We're not gonna go through them all, but I got the quarterbacks right, and you can you'll know some of these. Right? When they talk about quarterbacks, they say he can make all the throws. That's a number 1 seed, Ghost.
Yeah.
All right, number 2, he's got a high football IQ. Right. Savon, I'm right? All right, number 3. He makes everyone around him better. We're talking about quarterbacks now. He's a good locker room guy. All right, in the 5 seed, first guy in, last guy out.
Oh, yeah.
Number 6, he can really spin the ball. Number 7, he's a generational talent. And number 8, he passes the eye test. Have we not heard all that?
Yeah.
Every year.
All right, now this is the defensive players. This is the top 8 in defensive player cliches. All he does is make plays. He's a physical freak. He's a high energy guy. His motor never stops. He's got that it factor. All right? He brings his lunch pail to work. You know because you heard it.
I don't know who came up with that one.
He's a man child, and he really flies around. All right, now I'm gonna save the last. No, I got wide receivers and running backs. Wide receivers. Number 1, he's a physical specimen. Yep. He's not burner, but he can take the top off of defense. Number 2,
yeah.
Most important, he's a high character guy. Number 4, he's deceptively quick.
High character.
Number 5, he works his tail off. Number 6, he's got an explosive first step. Number 7, very coachable. And number 8, he's got great ball skills. Now, in the running back, near and dear to your heart, Savon. Number 1, he's got a tremendous upside.
That's right.
He's a true north-south runner. He runs downhill. He has the intangibles. He does the things that don't show up on a stat sheet. He's quicker than fast. He runs behind these pads, and he has escapability. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's really good.
You know what I mean?
That's
What's
really
your
good.
favorite draft day cliche out of all of those? Give me one.
Oh man, that's an interesting one.
You can read it right there.
I'm gonna look at that. I think I'm gonna have to go with
Well, what do you give me the cheesiest one? Give me the one.
the locker room one.
The
Good
locker room
guy.
He's a good locker room guy.
Good locker room guy.
Ghost, what's your cheesiest?
Which one? I'll tell you which one I hate the most.
What's
now.
the one you hate the most?
Oh, he's a high character guy.
Yeah, that is very cheesy.
You know what I'm sick of?
Yeah,
the one I hate the most is he's got a high football IQ.
They're all just stupid.
Like, what does that mean? Tell me what that means, Savon. What does that mean when they say a guy has a high football IQ?
Well, you have a heightened sense of awareness of the situations
But don't
on the football field.
don't most football players have a high football IQ?
No,
really,
no.
Really, explain that to me.
I'll give you an instance. For instance,
Give me a for instance.
Say a situational football is what the Patriots are the best at.
Okay,
and that's the reason why they are what they are. Is say it's 4th down, and you don't want to give the ball back to the other team.
Okay,
and you know it's the last few minutes of the game, or last few seconds of the game, and you are backed up in your end zone, and you're down by 3, right? Or let's say down by 4. And the punter is getting ready to punt the ball off.
Right.
You know, you get a couple seconds left. In a situation like that, you would want to. Well, what would you do in a situation like that when you're up by 4? You have to punt the ball. You're backed up in your end zone.
How much time?
By 4, I'm stepping out the end zone.
That's what I was going to say. I'm going to take the safety.
Exactly.
I'm going to take the safety.
Football IQ, things like that.
Yeah, so you know the right play to move, right thing.
A lot of people don't know situational football, when to get out of bounds.
Even in the
when
pros.
to go down.
Yeah, there's sometimes I remember Terrence Williams turned up inside instead of going outside. You remember that play? It was early in last year, I think, and cost us a game. It was like 12 seconds left. Had he went right out of bounds, instead he tries to turn up and get another 4 yards. We ran out of time.
Absolutely, yeah. No, you see that all the time, and it's funny when I playing the game and knowing about those different situations, I see it all the time, and like I look for it. And I mean, college is really bad. I mean, you could just tell that some of these coaches don't prepare for stuff like that. But sometimes coaches don't need to, especially if you got guys where you want to spread and you.
I bet you in Alabama they prepare for stuff.
100%, 100%. Any elite program prepare for all things like that, and if they don't, the coach will be the first one to say, "I wasn't prepared, and we need to work on that next time." But
absolutely,
you definitely need to, have a high football IQ in order for you to be able to last long in the league, because a smarter player is always a better player.
All right, I like that. Smarter player is a better player. Now, going back to your business and the Do It movement, okay? How's it going for you? I mean, you're a business owner now.
The business is going good. I'm enjoying the process. I'm having a lot of fun with this business venture. I really want to bring this kind of it's not me. It's bigger than me. So having other people back it, having ambassadors who are
that's what I was gonna say. Do you have a team around you? I mean, I know you're the face of Do It right now, but you obviously have a group that works with you.
Yes, so I'm working on getting those things long term and having other people part of the team that can, you know, again, you don't have to be an athlete or into fitness. You can just be part of the team and sport the stuff, whether you're a model or whatever case may be. But you know, people who are involved in fitness, other athletes who would like to get on and train. Again, that's why I made the website and I made it's called Team Do It.
Okay.
You know, obviously the brand is Do It, but the website, all social media is Team Do It because it's all of us. It's not me. It's not you. It's all of us. And I want to be able to bridge the gap and getting everybody on board on the same thing because I could easily say Savon Huggins, this and that. But Do It just encompasses not just training, but, you know, motivational speaking engagements and mentoring. And I want to venture out and do all those different things within Do It and using Do It as a platform to be able to do those things.
Okay. Now, how do you is that part of your process or part of your plans to grow it through speaking out to? How do you plan on growing this business and taking it to economies of scale, if you will? I mean, you understand that term, to growing it. Scale up, if you will.
In my experiences of life, I realized that you have to have that do it mentality in order to be successful and get it by any means necessary, and that your purpose is bigger than you in order for you to be successful. So I use that do it mentality in school when I'm working with the kids, when I'm, you know, talking to my athletes, or I'm talking to a regular person who isn't not an athlete, or just in general, that just make sure that whatever you're doing, you're infatuated. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I got you.
You good. To make sure you infatuate the process and that your purpose, that you have a goal in mind. You set out to do something, because if you don't set out to do something and it's tangible, it's right there, you know, in grasp where you can hold it, then it really, when it gets hard, you'll fail every single time. Every single time you'll fail, because once you obtain that shoe or that designer bag or whatever the case may be, then it's like, I want the next one. But when you try to impact another person's life, that's, you know, fulfilling. That's bigger than any type of money. You can't put money on impacting somebody's life. Or when somebody says, you know, I'm having a bad day, and they look down on their wrist and realize they have a Do It band on, like, oh, this has helped motivate me. That's the type of things that we as a team are trying to implement throughout the nation, throughout, you know, New Jersey, throughout, you know, again, this world, because social media will really cloud your judgment. And I'm trying to really, really use social media as a platform. Like I said, I tweeted this out before. Use social media. Don't let it use you. And Do It is essentially that.
You're listening to the Savon Huggins Show on In the Game, WBKS1. We got a special guest, Savon Huggins, and talking about the Do It movement. Let's jump back into a little basketball, because we got the game on right now. What's the score of that game goes?
102-99, Raptors up.
102-99. How much time left in that game?
4:18.
All right, keep it locked here, folks. We'll keep you with the updates.
It don't matter.
What do you mean it don't matter?
It's only game one. They're not beating Cleveland in 7 games.
You don't think so? Even with a depleted Cleveland roster that doesn't seem to show up. Not one person scored 20 points except LeBron in 7 games. You don't think the Raptors are now a much better squad and have an ability to overtake the Cavs?
They'll choke it away.
All right, we're going to see.
It's Toronto.
I have a tendency to agree with you. Who do you have in this first round series?
Cavs.
You got the Cavs?
I want the Cavs to go all the way.
Even though they were tested in the first round, the second round series, even though they were tested in the first round by the Pacers?
And they had everybody wearing whatever it takes t-shirts. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going with the Cavs. I'm a huge LeBron fan.
Are you?
Yes.
I'm a LeBron guy myself, so you preach it to the choir.
Everybody want to hate on him. No, listen. Nobody's ever done it at the level he has done it for this long consistently. You can say what you want about the man. The man's a competitor. He's a baller.
But he's not getting a lot of help. Kevin Love is a bum. Right now, he's a bum.
Kevin Love's hurt.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's been hurt.
Okay, and the rest of the supporting cast, which now, to the credit, you got to get. If you're going to give him the credit, you got to give him the blame. LeBron picked those guys. LeBron wanted those guys. Nothing in Cleveland happens without his approval. This is the team he wanted.
Yeah, absolutely right.
So what do you have to say about that? You just give him a pass on that?
I don't think LeBron makes any excuse for anything he does. I mean, he took it upon himself to take care of business in Game 7, and shoot, his statistics speak for itself. I mean, everybody try to say, "Well, you tired?" You know he was tired, but he ain't gonna let that be known. He'll talk
He said
about
he
it
was
after
burnt.
the
Didn't he say?
Yeah, he said that. But
He's
I mean,
burnt right now.
Yeah, right now. But
Tristan Thompson actually showed up for a game, and then I don't know what's going on with him right now, but I hope he contributes. Now, the Rockets take the Jazz easily. They take them out in game 1, 110-96. Ghost, who do you have now? You got the Rockets taking that series?
Yeah.
What about you, Savon?
Rockets.
All right. The Warriors, I mean, they beat
Rockets and Warriors.
They beat the Pelicans. The Pelicans swept the Trailblazers, and then now they're starting to look like they're mortals. Anthony Davis, the Warriors just have too much talent. I mean, is anybody really going to beat them? Does anybody have a shot?
No.
Oh, no.
You see the disdain on his face? He's like,
I want to say,
I
want Cleveland to do it.
Right. But it's hard to say that.
You're not going to do it all that because the Cleveland supporting cast can't keep up. LeBron's going to do his thing, but then you got Curry or Durant or Klay Thompson or Green.
and then they're not going to have a bad game.
You're not getting all of them to have bad games.
And they're certainly not going to have a bad game for 4 games. You know what I mean? Now,
you actually had to go out there and hurt somebody.
The interesting series the series that I find most interesting is the Celtics versus the Sixers. Okay, Celtics take out the Bucks in Game 7, 112-96. They follow it up with a Game 1 victory over the Celtics in Boston. Is Brad Stevens the new Belichick?
Who?
Brad Stevens.
That's a bold statement.
I'm asking.
That's the coach of the Celtics.
This guy.
You gotta win the championship first.
Has he won a championship yet?
No.
Well, then no, he's not.
Well, all right. Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase the question then, Your Honor. Is Brad Stevens going to be the next Belichick?
No.
They played this coach 2 different sports.
But you understand what I'm saying. Here's a
I
guy
get it.
who's taking a lesser talented team, which they
They're
always
not
talk
lesser-
about.
They're not lesser talented.
You don't think so?
No.
They lost their stars. Kyrie Irving.
They had talent before
Hayward.
that. They still went deep last year.
Who was out last night? What was it? Who was out? Didn't one of the guys go down last night? Or Brown, Jalen?
But then even still, you talking about the Sixers, who are a bunch of young players who never made the playoffs before.
All right. Let me see. What time is it? All right, we're running up against a break, so we'll take a quick break in a couple of minutes. Is he the best coach in the NBA?
Who?
Brad Stevens.
No.
Who's the best coach in the NBA?
Popovich.
Yeah.
I don't care what the records of San Antonio is.
Yeah.
Popovich is the best coach in the NBA.
Is that what you're going with?
Yes.
I don't agree with that. I wholeheartedly disagree with that.
You
I
say
think
Brad Stevens?
Yep, I think Brad Stevens is the best coach in the NBA right now. Who's better? I mean, you say Popovich. You agree with Popovich? Popovich got his own problems down in San Antonio right now.
Don't
Would you say
matter.
that a year ago? The Popovich was still the best or wasn't the best? Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, we can make an argument for Mike D'Antoni.
You took the best star off of the Spurs all year, and he still made the playoffs in the West.
But we can make an argument for
So
Mike
if you
D'Antoni.
give him the same talent that Boston's coach got.
He just barely made the playoffs. I mean,
Don't matter if you just barely made it. Right
there.
This didn't matter. He made it.
No, that's true.
He just barely.
Give me another coach who's going to lose his star player for the whole year. Never had him, and then still make it in one of the toughest conferences.
Brad Hayward. Brad Stevens.
He got to prove it first.
He made the playoffs. He lost one of his stars. They signed Gordon Hayward to a huge contract. Kyrie Irving goes down at the start of the playoffs.
He had Kyrie all year, so they made the playoffs with him, right?
But you could
See,
say
I'm not talking Gordon Hayward. I'm not saying it because he never had him, so you can't miss something you ain't never had.
Well, that's not true. You can miss it.
No, you can't. If he never played,
He didn't play game 1 then.
and went out in the first quarter, don't miss him. Don't miss him at all. They might have saved him with all that money they gave him that was worthless.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I still think Brad Stevens is the best coach in the NBA right now. I can't argue for D'Antoni because I've seen D'Antoni win in Phoenix. I've seen him have moderate success in New York, and I still don't believe. I'm not sure I buy into his style. I guess if they take out the Warriors, then I'll be a believer. I'm not sure if I need him to win a championship. What do you think about Mike D'Antoni, Savon?
I think he's a great offensive coach.
Well, he's got them playing some pretty good defense.
Yeah, pretty good.
You know, I mean, they are the number 1 seed. They won 65 games, not far off. I mean, what is that? 5 games off of the Warriors.
We'll see when they play
record.
the Warriors.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, that's what we're all waiting for. The Warriors Rockets, right?
Yep.
I mean,
is that the championship, or is that going to be better than the actual NBA Finals?
Yes.
That's a great question. I think you have something there.
Yeah, no, I think that series is going to be good.
I think they need to change the way the playoff is structured because
What do you think?
It used to be like that all the time. Used to be that a lot. Like the best series was the Bulls against the
Knicks, Pistons, yeah,
or Boston against or at a certain point the better series seemed like it was always in the one division.
Right.
They should just break it up. Top 16 teams, we put them all in one pot.
And should they reseed them after each round?
No.
Just go 1 through 16,
and then you go out that way. And then the best 2 teams gonna make it. Best 2 teams might be from the West one year. Best 2 teams might be from the East one year.
That's interesting. I don't know how I feel
shouldn't just
about
get there because you got a cakewalk through your sorry division or your conference.
All right. Let's talk a little bit about OKC. They go down to Utah, but I want to talk a little bit more about Russell Westbrook. Did you see his reaction, Ghost?
Oh, to the fans?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have a problem with it.
Wow, I finally got one right. I didn't figure you'd have a problem with it.
Nah, man. If I lost, don't throw no camera in my face. It wouldn't be and you done talked about me all game and all series, and I'm supposed to be cool? Nah.
Savon, what do you think about? Did you see Russell Westbrook's reaction?
No. I didn't.
Okay, first, I guess now the report has it that I heard on Around the Horn that they said, and this is from Israel Gutierrez. He said the guy was saying to him. Now I don't know how he said it. He could have said it sarcastically. He said the guy asked him, "How are your ankles?" But now there's a way to say it that's not nice, like "How your ankles doing now?" What? You know what I mean? Or I don't think he was asking out of concern.
Right.
I think he was asking out of sarcasm, and he got a little bit too close to Russ.
He picked the wrong one.
Yeah, and he picked the wrong one.
The right one.
You might have been all right saying that to Steven Adams. He might not have reacted. He might have walked off. Not Russ.
All right, now hold on. Let me ask you this. I'll start with you, Savon. Do you think he should be fined? Because remember, who was the player? Was it Hassan Whiteside? Or there was another player who early in the year, dude had a phone and he smacked the phone out of his hand. Remember that, Ghost? And they fined him. I can't remember the player's name.
He shouldn't be fined.
He shouldn't be fined for his reaction.
I mean, you're an athlete, so you have to understand what comes with that platform. So
That's what I was going to say.
Also, yeah, you deserve to get fined. That's part of being an athlete. That's part of your
You got to learn to tune that out, right?
Yeah,
you got to be the bigger man.
Think about it.
No,
you think how many times could LeBron have done something like that? There's nobody.
Almost every game, probably.
Right. There's nobody else in this league over the span of LeBron's career more than anybody else in the league that has taken more scrutiny than LeBron. And LeBron has never. And LeBron has never
reacted.
Came to a reaction. I mean, yeah, he might.
Well, we're talking about two different people.
Right.
LeBron and Westbrook are not the same mentality.
No, I understand that. So what I'm saying is what excludes, they should definitely get fined. That's what.
But wait a minute. What's the responsibility of the league to ensure that those fans are not close enough? I mean, you got to put some type of security. Isn't that a failure of the league to have these people get close enough that, number one, he can hear them, and number two, that he's uncomfortable, such to the fact that he's a human being. We talked about human, and he reacted like, yo, back up off me.
All these dudes been playing, let's take the money out of it, at Rucker Park and all these AAU things and these tight gyms for years now. All of a sudden, they got a platform, or NBA, TNT, and this and that, and now they can, I understand. Again, I get it. I do get it. I'm not going to say that. But at the same time, that's what comes with the territory.
But I'll tell you, if you put Russ in Rucker Park, ain't nobody running in his face. Because
hold on.
Most people know how he going to react.
I understand what he's saying, but before he's Russell Westbrook, back in the day, when he was just Russ on the court,
right?
Cats probably talked a lot of junk then.
I don't know his track record.
I don't know his track record. Listen, if you play ball, you're going to have somebody talk trash to you. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
If you play sports, somebody gonna say something that you probably want to hook off on them, but you got to control yourself.
You have to. That's what that's the reaction they want.
I don't know, with this environment nowadays, people nervous about somebody getting too close to them.
See, that's
how you know what somebody gonna do. What happened in tennis back in the day when Monica Seles got stabbed in the back by the fan?
And this,
so you sit there and the fans are gonna pat me on my back. I don't know what he's gonna do. You put something in my face, I'm gonna smack it.
I don't.
And then we figure it out later on.
But see, to answer my own question, I do not think he should be fined. I think that's a failure on the NBA. I think the NBA should do a better job of escorting players, especially Russell, who's a superstar. LeBron, one of the reasons probably LeBron never gets harassed or we never see it is because LeBron's got probably the best security around because he's the face of the league. You know what I mean? They're going to make sure he gets in and out of the arena without confrontation. They don't want anybody messing with him. He's the star. You know what I mean?
LeBron's groomed different.
True.
He's like Derek Jeter at the NBA. He's not going to say nothing out of the way. He's not going to do nothing crazy that's going to put any bad light on his brand or him. That's just how he's been groomed.
LeBron's always thinking about the brand.
And Westbrook is just a loose cannon. He don't care.
Is he a loose cannon? Or he just...
No, you don't know what you're gonna get when you put a mic in front of Westbrook, right? You put a mic in front of LeBron, you know the interview is gonna be basically generic. It's gonna be the right PC answers. It's gonna be straight. You put a mic in front of Westbrook, it's gonna be entertaining because you don't know how he gonna react.
No, for real though.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back in about 2 minutes, and we'll talk a little NBA, talk a little baseball. We'll talk a little more about the Do It movement with Savon Huggins. You're in the game, WBKS1.com. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Tuesday night in the game, WBKS1.com. It's time to grind for the last segment. All right, let's get this energy. Let's do it, all right? It's not just a T-shirt. It's a lifestyle, right?
100%.
That's what you've been selling. You got me sold.
That's right.
I'm sold. Let's do it. All right, final segment. We're going to talk about, and then I got to talk about baseball. We're going to bring the whole damn party down.
Baseball don't,
yeah, I should have got that out of the way.
Baseball don't matter till after July 4th, so.
I know, but I want to go over it a little bit because, you know, you had some hot starts, Ghost. You had the Red Sox got out. You know, I was fortunate enough to go out to California, and I went to see the Oakland A's play, right? They happened to be playing the Red Sox. I mean, you got to see. I walked into the stadium, right? Sat down at my seats, Ghost. And, of course, I rep for the Yankees. I got my Yankees hat. I got my Yankees pullover, you know, and my Yankees T-shirt. And these cats, like, just started bombarding me. I hear this guy, what are you doing? I'm like, I turn around, it's like 6 dudes from with Boston gear on.
Right.
I'm like, okay, here we go. I said, this must be the riffraff section over here. And you know, if you're going to give it, you better be able to take it because I'm going to give it right back to you. But it was all in good fun. Oh, my God. 105, 18.5 seconds to go in the fourth. LeBron is a bad man.
He just took that last
with
shot.
Toronto called timeout.
Toronto timeout. We'll keep you updated.
LeBron is a bad man.
If they lose game 1,
watch this right here.
I really
they
feel
lose
like
game 1, they're going out in 5.
Fadeaway turnaround jump shot.
He wasn't making that a few years ago.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question. Who's better, LeBron or Michael? You're too young to see Michael. I'm asking you. You don't even know Michael Jordan.
Know that Michael Jordan is.
That's what you heard. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're too young. No disrespect. You're a grown man. I get all that. You never saw Michael Jordan play.
I've seen clips.
There you go. I don't want to talk to you.
Nobody.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. No, because you know what? Shout out to Bud Knocker and Josh, our West Coast affiliates. Ghost. You know, I was out there for the golf tournament, so we got these cats. They call in. Very good. They're like family to me now, and I go out to see them once a year. And they do a show called Sportscast. It comes on Wednesday. Of course, they did one yesterday, so don't look for it tomorrow. But generally, it's Wednesdays from 9 to 11 East Coast time. They put on a golf tournament every year. And we go out there and we hang out with them, play a little golf. I don't play well. I just hang out and lose balls and all that stuff. But anyway, we were talking, and one of the co-hosts, his name is Cam. And we're talking about the age-old question, who's better, Michael or LeBron? You know what he said to me? I said, did you see Michael Jordan play? Because it was his birthday and he was turning 24. I said, what? Did you see Michael Jordan play? You know what his answer was, I saw him with the Wizards.
He wow.
I said, don't even talk to me because here's the problem with that, Cliff. Here's the problem with that.
Yeah, if you only remember 45 Michael Jordan, then forget about it. Don't even.
That's what I'm saying. The legend of Michael Jordan is so big that it has crossed over generations.
Hold on. Did they just miss like 5 putbacks?
They missed 4. I was trying to hold my excitement.
They missed 4 putbacks. Bro.
Yeah, Tippins. 105.6 to go.
They had 3-point look.
Cleveland ball. Man. Yeah, they had a wide open 3, blew that, and missed 3 tip-ins consecutive
LeBron
in a row.
Makes a 3-pointer and ends this game.
Oh, this series is just about over.
They might get swept. How do you? That's like. What's the guy? Chris Smith for the Knicks. Remember he missed the layup at the end? They could have beat the Bulls.
Who is it?
JR?
Nah, not JR. He was the big man. Back in the day, Jordan wasn't there. It was Tony. It was the game Scottie Pippen didn't want to come off the bench because he was mad the play wasn't called for him.
For that last play. Yes. I remember you talking about. I can't remember who the player was.
He had a putback right there to beat the Bulls to go to the finals, and he just bricked it.
Yeah.
Sort of like Patrick Ewing and Clank Clank.
I knew you were going to go there. I was going to let you do it because that's your thing. So, Clank Clank, I know. But anyway, back to this Jordan thing. So you got guys like in your generation who never even saw Michael Jordan play. How would you know Michael Jordan is better than LeBron when you never saw Michael play?
I mean, you can watch clips on him, and at the end of the day, his statistics, speak for itself in the championship.
But that's what I mean. The legend of Michael is greater than his actual career, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's grown so much that I walk around the city of New York, and I see kids that are 16 and 17 who probably don't even know Michael Jordan, but they know the Jordan brand, wearing J's and all types. I'm like, you weren't even alive when that Jordan came out.
Right.
But that's the legend of Michael Jordan, and I think that contributes.
That's the genius.
That's what LeBron will be.
Market. I hope so.
Well, LeBron's shoes ain't gonna have a run.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be. The Jordan brand was
just because the
genius idea.
I'm saying,
because Jordan is reselling old shoes that's been out.
That's what I'm saying. And selling them for more than when they originally came out.
They're not I don't see any brand right now that's gonna be able to do that.
Ever.
No. Nobody will ever do it like him. But I think LeBron is in a position when he retires in the next few years. Say next 5 years. When he start to re-release the retro, the 1, 2, 1
yeah, but it doesn't have that same Jordan. Like Jordan's got what 23, 30. What are we up to now? The Jordan
what?
What?
I don't understand. That's how you think about it. Imagine how these young kids feel.
Overtime, free basketball.
Saying? Like how you feel about Michael Jordan. And
true.
How these kids,
right?
Very
this
true.
Era feel about LeBron James. Like they think LeBron James is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Well, they're probably right.
Right. I mean, LeBron leads in every freaking category possible.
And he got the last shot, and yes, ooh.
And it's funny. He took the last shot here, 2-3 years ago. Everybody said he want to take the last shot.
See, because We talking about basketball. You talking about IQ on it because LeBron always made the right basketball. It might not have been the right player people wanted because people would rather have a bad shot by LeBron than an open shot by player X. But the right basketball play was
to make the
pass it to the open guy. Right. It's on him to make it. LeBron always made the right basketball.
Whereas
play.
Jordan's going to take the shot 90% of the time
and then make it and walk away.
100%
fair.
Or Kobe was going to take the shot, and people just it might not have been the right basketball play, but you'd rather have your star taking that shot.
All right, well, we got free basketball. Keep it locked here, folks. We'll keep you up to date. We're going to talk we're just going to run over baseball a little bit. I just want to go over the standings because some teams got out to a hot start. The Yankees.
What about the Mets?
That's also what I want to talk about. Red Sox 21-7. Yankees trying to walk them back 18-10. They had won 9 in a row. They lost yesterday 2-1 to the Astros. And I don't know what the score was tonight, but I can pull that. Ghost, can you pull that score for me? What did the Yankees do tonight? The Mets 17-10. They come back down to earth. The Atlanta Braves are 17-11. So the Mets season is just about over or coming to an end.
Yeah, it's over.
Is nobody really walking away with anything? The Diamondbacks are out there in Arizona. Nobody cares.
Bottom
They're 20-8.
Bottom of the 8th, 0-0.
Bottom of the 8th in a tie ball game. And see, Yankees struggled last night. They couldn't find another way to scratch out another run, which is the same thing that cost them in the AL Championship Series. They could never find a way, especially in Houston, to really get over that hump.
Houston has good pitching.
And it seems like they're suffering from the same issues. And I mean, that's it. As it relates to, the stadiums goes, I went to see San Francisco. That was nice. Very very nice stadium. Beautiful scenery. The stadium, the field at Oakland was gorgeous. The stadium is a little bit old, a little bit run down. And then I was fortunate enough to go see the Warriors play, which was absolutely amazing. The Warriors got a ton of energy, man.
I'm sure.
It was awesome. Walking in the building, you could tell that team is winning because the people are happy. They walking in there like they know they're going to win. And, everybody's talking to each other. And, it's a good energy. So, and that's a tough place to win when everybody's so high energy. Copped a couple of free T-shirts, so that was a good time. Yeah, it was a good time. All right, and that's all we got on baseball. Ghost, what do you think about Corey Seager with the Dodgers? Well, let me jump back. Corey Seager, the Dodgers, shortstop. He's got to have Tommy John surgery from the shortstop position.
Oh, it's understandable. I mean, it happens. You got to still throw the ball.
Yeah, but not like a pitcher.
It doesn't matter. You're still throwing it. All it takes is the tendon to go.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I just found that a little bit shocking because he's a shortstop. I'm like, it's not like a pitcher. You're throwing, 80?
No, he said a rotator cuff, then yeah. But you can throw one pitch and your tendon on your elbow. You can throw one ball if you twist the wrong way, tendon on your elbow can go.
I guess.
Now, he said a rotator cuff injury. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of weird from throwing from shortstop.
Yeah. Well, we're all human and human body. What was your...
We're not designed to throw that motion anyway,
right,
repetitively.
Now, you said you dealt with some injuries. Tell me how you dealt with that. And tell me how you translate that into your clients. What's your experience? You've had the experience of dealing with injuries. You've had the experience of not getting the playing time. Because I remember I watched you. I remember Knapp came on this show and said, watch this kid, Savon Huggins. I watched you. You came to Rutgers. I was very excited. I said, this is the next big thing, baby.
That's right.
And then Greg Schiano screwed you over. Yeah, I said it. I remember.
Hey, good people.
No, he's good people, but he still didn't use you the proper way. And this is just my opinion. This is O-Dog WBKS1. You had talent. Greg Schiano buried you. He didn't give you enough playing time. There was that one game, and I was at that game. I think you rushed for I don't know what it was. You had 25 carries or something,
Cincinnati game.
Yeah, it was. I was at that game, and I'm like, why don't they do this more often? This guy can play. How did you deal with that? Because it was pissing me off.
It's a loaded question right there, but
hey, answer it how you want.
Right. I'm gonna just be honest with you. That was my first piece of adversity. Playing football is staying home at Rutgers again because I believed in Schiano and his views and values, and I wanted to start a legacy at home. And when he left, that did something to me. But at the end of the day, goes back to that do it mentality. Like, what are you gonna do now? Right. And I had to suck it up, and like everybody said when a coach leaves, oh, it's so easy to just transfer. No, it's not, because you develop the relationship with not only the coaching staff and stuff like that, but the players, your teammates that you are on a team with.
Absolutely. You feel a sense of loyalty.
Exactly.
The NCAA don't make it easy for people to transfer.
No, not at all.
Then you transfer
unless the coach get fired. I mean, that is
right.
If you're a freshman.
Yeah, when you commit, they allow you to change in. But if you don't already committed and played a year, you want to transfer. If you want to play right away, you got to take a step level down. instead of being able to go straight across. But a coach can go from D1 to D1.
Don't get him started on the NCAA
with no issue. But yes, don't
right.
Get me
No, but I just understood that. Listen, like I have a story to tell, and this is a story that can help the next person, and why I'm so passionate. And when I train my clients, that if I knew a couple different things, if I did a couple things differently than I already did, and I was prepared for what the unknown, prepared for what you couldn't see, that would definitely have changed my outcome and how I would have did things differently, because I wasn't prepared for a coaching change. I wasn't prepared, for injury. Not saying that you prepare for that, but you have to be aware of those things. Like, that's part of the game.
Right.
And I wasn't aware of those things. So when it happened, I was going through all type of emotions. So I feel like it's my responsibility, my purpose to educate the youth on those nuances and on those things, to understand that, listen, this game can be taken away from you at any point in time. And if you don't go all out that one play, or you decide to hold back, that might be the last time maybe I ever play this game again.
Sure.
And you'll go home and be like, I said, and that's one thing I can say for myself. I can go home and sleep at night and say there was nothing I would have did differently, because I take everything as a learning experience, and that has given me so much knowledge to give back to the next, bigger than what any physical thing that can happen.
I'm gonna ask you two. Go ahead, Ghost.
Oh, it must be real. It must be tough when you're hurt and you can't play, and you're watching your
frustrating.
Yes. Because when I get a cold, and this is not the same. When you get a cold, you feel like, man, how does it feel to be healthy? Like, you felt like you've been sick forever.
Right? Yeah. And you feel like you're never gonna get healthy.
So then,
my throat's still hurting.
So then I can imagine, like, if you blow out your knee, you got a major surgery, then you got to go through that whole process of rebuilding the strength. And what do you like? What would advice you to keep somebody's spirits up at that time? Because a lot of times people get depressed and they'll get down and be like, man, I don't know if I'm ever going to be the same.
That's when you have to rely on your team. You have to rely on, the people that help you get you there. People who genuinely support you, no matter whether you do good, bad, or indifferent. And that's what I was able to rely on, is my friends and family that's been there through me, through the ups and downs. And I appreciate that. So that's how I got through those tough times. My uncles, my mom, my dad, my sister, and everybody around my team has an impact on my life, whether it be in high school and college. One of my best friends and a couple other people have all been there for me throughout that, because it's impossible to do it on your own.
Right.
When you see people get drafted on draft day, no matter if it's basketball, football, and baseball, what do they have behind them? They're on a phone call, and in the background they have their family and friends. And that's I said what would really help me through. My girlfriend helped me through. All those different things has helped me to be able to be where I am today. And honestly, without my team, I give all my credit to my team. I give all my credit to my friends and family, because literally I wholeheartedly mean that if you don't have a team, aside from a purpose,
a support system.
No, you need a support system.
Yeah, absolutely.
You really do, because when it gets hard, everybody gonna go away. Everybody will go away. Everybody will be there.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth?
Who's really in your corner?
They say adversity doesn't create character, it reveals character, because in those adverse moments, everybody's there for the party. Who's there for the funerals?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Who's there to support you when people die, when you're in your worst moments? Because those are people that are going to be around. Anybody, when it's time to party, everybody wants to show up. Free drinks. I get all that. That's cool. But when the funeral comes around, that's what I think about. Now, let me ask you this. You answered one of my questions. You talk about the support system. I was going to ask you, where do you get that strength? So you kind of answered that. But let me ask you this. And this is more of a general question. Something you said earlier in this segment, you said you felt like you could make a difference at Rutgers. You wanted to make a difference at Rutgers. Why didn't Minka Fitzpatrick go to Rutgers? Why didn't Jabril Peppers go to Rutgers? How do we keep New Jersey talent in New Jersey, Savon?
You have to continue to stay persistent and not give up.
What was it that Shiano said to you that said, because I'm sure, and I remember you had bigger offers, you could have gone other places, but you decided to stay at the State University of Rutgers, the birthplace of college football, and you said, I want to make a difference here.
It's the one thing I can say is the relationship. That's what kept me home. That relationship that was built over 4 or 5 years. That right there was...
Why didn't you talk to your boy Minka and tell me, man, we go down to RU?
Hey, I tried.
Yeah, down the turnpike, and we can make this thing happen.
I know we're not comparing Rutgers to Alabama.
No, we're not, Ghost. But what
so
I'm
then, if
saying
I got an offer
to you
from
is
Alabama, no.
if you have talent, right,
Mm-hmm.
and you believe in your talent, talent's going to shine. The cream
I'm
rises
going to try to
the
win
crop.
championship.
Okay, now I can't argue with that because that's probably not going to happen at Rutgers.
Then yeah, well, why? And
Listen,
then they probably, and then
my-
then the boosters from Alabama probably gave a little more.
My biggest question again is how do we keep and it's a real problem for Rutgers because I listen to they introduce Ohio State offensive linemen. This guy from South Jersey, this guy from New Jersey, Penn State recruits in New Jersey. These guys from the Big Ten, Michigan comes down here and they steal all our best players, and it's frustrating as a Rutgers alumni and a Rutgers fan.
What it really comes down to is again staying persistent, and at the end of the day, forget all other stuff. You got to win. You just got to win. And to be
how do you win without that talent? We don't. I mean, we're in the Big Ten, and
right.
now it just when we entered that conference, I said, look, we're gonna get our heads kicked in for about 4 or 5 years before we even start to scratch the surface of being good. And I think it's gonna take another 2 years because I mean.
It's gonna
78 to nothing last year. I mean it was 56 to nothing, 3 this year. I mean, I guess we're getting better. I don't know.
A couple guys getting drafted definitely helped first and foremost.
We had guys getting drafted. The McCourty twins came out of Rutgers years ago. You had Jay Bellamy out of Jersey, and he played 13 years in the league. So they've always had guys come out of there to get drafted.
100%. But if we continue to have draftable guys come out there, that'd be more.
Bill Belichick loves Rutgers guys.
Yeah, absolutely does, and they'll be more prone to take a chance on coming to Rutgers at the end of the day. So
see, that's the thing for me is I want to make this program something that we as residents of the state of New Jersey can be proud of. That we can keep our own players home. That want to make them want to come to Rutgers. I realize we're not going to be Alabama. We're not going to win those championships. We're not going to do that. Not yet, anyway. Oh, look who's coming in for a late night guest spot. Where were you at the prom? No. Coach V in the building. Yes, hey, hi. You just caught us. What we got? Yeah, we still got 10 minutes.
Whatever it takes.
Do it, right? Do it, right? There you go. We doing it. We gonna finish this final segment. Everybody knows Coach V. Call us if you got a few minutes to get in. If you want to get in, call in 646-233-1302. Come on, man. I queued you up now. You see Coach V came right in, and she jumped right in. All right, let's do it for Savon a little slower. 646-233-1302. All right, there we go. You can still get it, a late call in. I want to talk about something silly. Hey, Ghost, did you see this guy? If I say turkey and I say crane, what do you think? And crane. You think birds?
Soccer.
See, Coach V is in the know. Normally you say turkey, you say crane. Those are two types of birds. This guy, some Turkish fan, was banned from his stadium.
Yeah, he was banned from the stadium. He couldn't get in. So he got a little bit of enterprising, and he rented a crane.
Talking about it, right to your message, do it. This guy rented a crane and raised the crane up over the stadium so he could see the game. And was standing there waving his flag and everything. I was like, yo, that's dedication, Holmes. You got some serious love of soccer.
Do it.
Yeah, he was doing it. He was doing it. Ghost, you hear that story? No? All right, it was pretty funny. I saw the clip today. And what's my last story? Hold on. Oh, did you guys ever heard of this June Rhee?
Yes, June Rhee.
You might be more familiar with it because of your brother Gregory.
Well, that is
Gregory down in DeMatha.
No, but growing up in D.C., June Rhee, and he had his Taekwondo academies, and he was like, no, in a commercial with nobody bothers me, and then a little kid say, and nobody bothers me either. And
I never heard that.
But is
that a D.C. thing?
Well, that was the commercial. He had a lot of dojos, or I guess you could say
studios
down in DC. So that growing up, if you saw that commercial, you knew it. However, what is interesting about him is he taught Bruce Lee. Like June Rhee, like if Taekwondo, it's like his Jeet Kune Do, part of it comes from June Rhee's Taekwondo.
Really? Mm-hmm. I took Taekwondo when I was a kid, so on some level I'm familiar with it. I never knew that. They call him the father of American Taekwondo. June Rhee died at 86, so condolences to him. And like you said, that was I keep hearing people from DC, from the DMV, talk about this. Nobody messes with me.
Nobody.
And I had never heard that. That must be a DMV thing. Yeah. So, Oh, Ghost. I want to talk to you about one more thing about the draft, and I also want to get Savon's opinion and Coach V's opinion.
Cavs.
I'll start with you. Wow. Cavs win. 113, 112, final in overtime. LeBron's the greatest player to ever touch a basketball. Let's just stop this nonsense. Now, I want to go back.
You ask me the question.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you a question. Well, you're wrong. I'm just going to tell you when you're wrong. I'm going to be honest with you.
So why you just say LeBron's the greatest person to ever
touch a basketball? I said he's the greatest player, better than Michael Jordan.
You believe that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think when it's all said and done, when LeBron's career is over, people are going to look back and say, I did not realize how good he really was. I think when you compare the stats, when he's done playing, this is year 15, man. He just had a triple-double, 45, 9, and 7 in a game 7. 2 years ago, he carried the Cavs to a victory down 3-1 and then just said, all right, y'all, what, I'm down 3-1? Okay, I'll win.
No, LeBron is different.
He's different. But back to the draft real quick before we check out. I want to talk to you about Shaquem Griffin, the USF Florida player who has one hand. How do you feel about that, Savon? And about speaking, we'll end on that. Talk about doing it. This is a cat that had his hand amputated at a young age and still has managed to play Division I college basketball at a big time level, and now was drafted in the fifth round by the Seattle Seahawks. Going to play with his brother Shaquille. Talk to me about give me your thoughts on that.
Well, he's an inspiration to us all. I mean, like, what's your excuse after seeing something or hearing something like that? Like, there is no excuses. So that first and foremost is just a blessing in itself that a team was able to take a chance on somebody like that, you know, because he doesn't have a hand. So he's already at a disadvantage when it comes to playing football, and for them to believe in him that much. And shoot, he went out there and ran a 4.3 in the 40. Like, that is ridiculous. And, you know, when you hear stories like that, I mean, like, literally you makes you appreciate, obviously, you know, having two hands. Forget playing the game, having two hands.
Yeah, right.
And for him to get drafted with one hand, you know, he could easily feel sorry for himself. Honestly, that kid would have probably every scholarship in the country coming out of high school if he had both hands. By the way, but, you know, if that right there, I mean, watching him play, because, you know, I'm curious. I'm like, you know, watching the bowl game stuff. I'm like, how is he? I mean, he's all over the field.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, he's all over the field.
He is over
and
the
it's
field.
like, how is he doing this? Because how is he doing this with one hand? And you wouldn't even know it. Literally, like, he just go out there, you know, thumping people down. And like I said, that right there just is a testament to no excuses, man. I mean, it's not too much I can say about that. I mean, I'm just really, like, I really am lost for words when I see that. And like I said, it motivates me, and that puts things in perspective when I don't feel like doing it. Like, imagine what he go do on a daily basis. Like, imagine what he don't feel like doing. And that right there, again, like, the silence in the room speaks for itself. Somebody with one hand to get drafted and to play a linebacker position.
Coach V, give me your thoughts on
Shaquem
you know
what's
Griffin.
interesting about him is, like, it's not like he was born with no hand and he, you know, that was something he always knew. He had a hand, and I guess whatever disease that he had was causing him a lot of problems. And the reason why he got amputated is because his father saw him trying to cut his hand off.
Wow.
Because it bothered him so much. So he is an inspiration. And I am also just, you know, doing whatever it takes, because he's doing whatever it takes to live his dream. But then there was the other player a couple years ago when Seattle won their Super Bowl, and the guy was basically deaf. I can't remember his name, but he also had, you know who I'm talking about. He had the commercial for Duracell because of the hearing. And it made me, it reminded me of a documentary song, Gallaudet University, which is in DC. It's a school for the deaf. And how they communicate. And I'm like, when you think about it, I mean, I don't know, maybe it helps them, you know, being there because you can't hear all that extra noise, but just being able to hear the calls, the signals and all that stuff. I'm just like, for anybody, first of all, anybody who's able-bodied who can get that far is like an inspiration. But to have something, I don't want to call it a disability, but to have something that maybe doesn't put them on the same level as others and still overcome and be successful and be proficient and be good, I'm just all in awe. And any athlete that I'm coaching now, and they come looking at me talking about, what? Are you seriously? Do you want me to talk about? No.
Ghost, your thoughts on Shaquem Griffin being drafted by the Seattle Seahawks?
It was a great pickup. I think he should have went higher if you look at how he performed.
That's my man, 50 grand right there. Because that's my point. The NFL is full of a bunch of cowards. They're cowards, and they're cowards for Colin Kaepernick. They're cowards for not drafting this young man sooner. This guy had one of the best combines. You just said it. He ran a 4.3. A 4.3 from the linebacker position. You know how fast that is, Savon. And they got scared, and they let him drop, and they let him drop, and they let him drop. I hope he crushes every team that didn't take him and passed on him all full rounds. I wish him nothing but the best. It makes me sick. I'm so sick of the NFL. I really am. I really am. I'm sick of these coward owners, coward GMs, and coward coaches that don't say, look, have you watched this young man's tape? Did you see him at the combine? Did you see how well? I don't give a damn if he has no hands. The young man can play ball. He's doing it.
Need some water?
I got water. I'm sick of the NFL, man. I'm going to need this summer before I get right with them. They better leave me alone. I don't hear nothing bad about the NFL. Folks, it's been a wonderful night. Savon Huggins joining us. Thanks for sticking around for the whole show.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate you. We appreciate your time. Any last words on the Do It movement, on the Do It lifestyle? Get it in right now.
Just make sure you get it by any means necessary, and make sure your purpose is bigger than you, and you will be successful. Follow me on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Team Do It, LinkedIn, Team Do It. We got it all. So it's not just on the social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. No, not only on that, but we also got on LinkedIn. But Team TEAM Do It, DOWIT, like it says on my chest. So Team Do It on all social media.
All right, folks. You know how we do it. As we say here, you cannot play. You cannot play the game unless you are in the game. Stay in the game. Goes tomorrow night live in the Cypher 9 p.m. Who you got?
I'm not sure. We're not sure yet.
All right, we got some. If you love hip hop, keep it locked here. Live in the Cypher, the Cornerstone franchise of WBKS1. And we'll see y'all next week. Have a great week.
Thank you.